Okay, good morning all of you. Today we will discuss about the characteristics of a DC motors. Characteristics of DC motors. Basically, these characteristics are classified into three types: speed, armature current characteristics. These are also called load characteristics. Torque and armature current. These are also called load characteristics. Speed and torque characteristics. Speed and torque characteristics. These are called mechanical characteristics. Speed and torque characteristics. So these are three types of characteristics for a DC motors. So armature current, speed and armature current. So speed N versus armature current IA. Armature current IA, speed, mechanical speed and armature current. This is a mechanical quantity, this is electrical quantity. Next, torque and armature current. Torque developed by the armature, torque developed by the armature versus armature current IA. Armature current IA. So this is also one mechanical parameter, second one electrical parameter. Speed and torque characteristics. Torque characteristics. Speed versus torque. Speed is the mechanical parameter. Torque is also mechanical parameter. Armature torque. So speed and torque. So these are the three characteristics of DC motors. So we know that torque is proportional to armature current and flux. In any motor, maybe a shunt motor or series motor or a compound motor, generally torque equal to some constant case. This is the constant. So constant equal to Pz by 2 pi into A. P number of poles. Z is the number of conductors, total number of conductors. Constant 2 pi, number of parallel paths. A is the number of parallel paths. So the torque equation of general torque equation. So this is the torque developed by the armature, TG or TA. In some cases, it may be represented with the TA. We also derived in terms of TA. Torque developed by the armature. Torque developed by the armature depends upon flux and IA. IA is the armature current. IA is the armature current. So this is the IA value. So torque, armature torque to TA is proportional to flux and IA. Flux and IA. IA is the armature current. Torque developed by the armature. This equation we derived yesterday. So we know that back EMF is nothing but generated EMF in the motor. Back EMF is nothing but generated EMF in the motor. EB equal to pi Zn by 60 into P by E. Pi generally pi Zn by 60 into P by A. P by A. So this is the back EMF equation. Back EMF or generate EMF in the motor. Back EMF or generate EMF in the motor. EB back EMF in the motor. So once machine designed, that means once DC motor is designed means number of poles are fixed. P is fixed, conductors are fixed, parallel paths fixed, 60 is also fixed. So that means back EMF depends upon speed of the motor and flux of the machine. Field flux of the machine. So this is the back EMF is proportional to speed and flux. So from this equation, speed of the motor is given by speed of the motor N. Speed of the motor N is given by. Speed of the motor N is given by. So here, right here, speed of the motor N is given by. So N is proportional to back EMF by flux. Back EMF by flux. Speed of the motor is proportional to back EMF by flux. So this is the speed relation between the speed and flux and back EMF in a motor. Speed is proportional to back EMF by flux. So this is the basic back EMF equation, that is nothing but generate EMF in the motor. From that, then back EMF is proportional to speed and flux. So therefore, speed is proportional to back EMF by flux. Another, for example, in a shunt motor, we consider it as a shunt motor. We consider this is a shunt motor. For shunt motor, we know that armature and field both are connected in parallel. Armature and field both are connected in parallel in a shunt motor. So this is a shunt motor. Input voltage for this motor, input voltage equal to V. Current taken by this motor equal to I. In some cases it is represented with IL, load current, or I or IL. So this shunt current is always fixed. That is ISH shunt current or field current. ISH or IF shunt current or field current. So this is the armature current direction. That means machine takes armature current IA. Armature having resistance RA, and back EMF is generated here. EB. Back EMF is generated here. EB. For this motor, this is the applied voltage, source voltage. V is the source voltage. So the source voltage equal to sum of the drops. So V equal to back EMF. Back EMF EB plus armature resistance drop IARE, voltage drop V equal to IR, voltage drop across the armature means so armature current into armature resistance V, IARE. So this is the source, V is the source voltage equal to back EMF plus armature resistance drop, From this EB equal to, back EMF equal to V minus IARE. So remember this equation, back EMF equal to V minus IARE. Further, so torque is proportional to flux and armature current. From in yesterday's class, we learned torque equation. Torque is proportional to flux and armature current. So this is the basic equation. Or torque equal to some constant K into flux and armature current. And speed is proportional to back EMF. By flux. In our last slide, speed is proportional to back EMF by flux. Speed is proportional to this back EMF by flux. So therefore, speed is proportional to V minus IARA by flux. So these are the equations. Depending upon these equations, we obtain the characteristics of DC motors. For shunt motor, for series motor, for compound motors, we obtain the different types of characteristics depending upon these equations only. Once again, I explained about these equations. So this is the basic equation or torque equation of the DC motors. So the basic torque equation of the DC motor, torque is proportional to flux and armature current. Here K equal to constant. So torque is proportional to armature current and plus armature current and flux. So back EMF is proportional to speed and armature flux. Back EMF is proportional to speed and flux because back EMF is the equation for back EMF. This is the equation for back EMF. So once machine designed means poles are fixed. So this is the constant. Poles are constant, conductors are constant, parallel paths constant, 60 number is also constant. Therefore, back EMF is proportional to speed and flux. If you change the speed of the motor, back EMF changes. If you change the field flux, back EMF changes. So back EMF is related to armature. Field flux is related to field winding. That means armature winding component, field winding component. This is one field winding component. Depends upon speed of the machine, mechanical component of the machine. So therefore, back EMF of the machine is given by speed and flux. Back EMF is given by speed and flux. So the speed is proportional to back EMF by flux. So from all these above discussion, so back EMF is proportional to flux and speed. Remaining all parameters are constants, all are constant. So therefore speed is proportional to back EMF by flux. Speed is proportional to back EMF by flux. So speed is proportional to back EMF by flux, EB by flux. So therefore N equal to proportionality means constant, EB by flux. We know that voltage equation EB equal to EB plus IRA. Therefore EB equal to V minus IRA. From this equation EB equal to V minus IRA. Substitute this equation in this above equation, then speed equal to V minus IRA by flux. V minus IRA by flux. N is proportional to V minus IRA by flux. So that means speed of the motor. Speed of the motor depends upon armature current IA and field flux. So therefore, this field flux is obtained from the field winding. Field flux is obtained from the field winding. That means flux is proportional to field current or shunt current. So this is also called shunt current or field current. So that means the flux, replace this flux with the field current. So N equal V minus IRA by field current. So for DC shunt motor case, first case 1. So this is the case 1. First case, characteristics for DC shunt motor. First we obtain DC shunt motor characteristics. Shunt motor. So in shunt motor, flux is constant. Now shunt motor, both the armature and field. So this armature and field both are connected in parallel. In shunt motor, armature and this field both are connected in parallel. So this is the circuit for shunt motor. We already drawn in our last slides. So this is shunt motor. So this armature and the field both are connected in parallel. This armature and the field both are connected in parallel. So parallel connected means so load current is drawn here. Load current I. So this is the armature current. Armature current IA is taken in this path. So this is the field current or shunt current. So in a shunt machine, field current is independent of load. In a shunt machine, this field current is independent of load. So the this motor takes current depending upon mechanical load on this shaft. If mechanical load on this shaft varies, current taken by the motor changes. Mechanical load on the motor varies, current taken by the motor varies. Current taken by the motor varies means this armature current varies and therefore this load current varies. That means I depends upon I. IA depends upon I. The field current remains always constant, it does not depend upon load. Field current always constant in a shunt motor, field current always constant, does not depends upon load. So field current constant means field flux is also constant. That means field current is proportional to field flux is proportional to field current. That means flux or both are proportional. Depends interdependence. So field current depends upon this field flux depends upon field current. Field current constant is constant means flux is also constant in shunt machine. So therefore in shunt motor the flux phi is constant. Flux phi is constant. Flux phi is constant means from speed equation n is proportional v minus I R A by flux. Flux constant, therefore that is removed. So from this equation, see n is proportional v minus I R A by flux. V minus I R A by flux. Flux is constant. That means the constant is also removed. That means n is proportional to v minus I R A. So n is proportional to v minus I R A in a shunt motor because flux is constant in a shunt motor. Flux is constant, therefore n is proportional to v minus I R A. Suppose in series motor, suppose this is the armature of the series motor. Armature of the series motor. So this is series field winding. That means in a series motor, armature and field. In a series motor, armature and field both are connected in a series. So this is the voltage applied. Current taken by the motor I. Current passes through series winding is called I series. I series. So I series both are equal because this current flows through this winding, same current. So current taken by the armature equal to IA. Current taken by the armature equal to IA. So in series motor, these three currents are equal. That is load current equal to series field winding current, that is equal to armature current. That means three currents are equal in series motor. Three currents are equal in series motor. Further, so in series motor, so V equal to, that means in shunt motor V equal to EB plus IRA, EB plus IRA in shunt motor. But in series motor V equal to EB plus I series IARA, armature resistance drop plus I series drop, series field winding drop. That is represented with ISC or IS something. So IS and RS. RS is the series field winding resistance. IS is the series field current. So that means in series motor V equal to EB plus IRA plus ISC, ISRS. In shunt motor only IRA. Here some resistance drop is added. Series field winding resistance is added in the series motor. So from this EB equal to V minus IARA minus ISRS in series motor. Because back EMF is this one. So series speed of the series motor equal to this one. See, V minus IARA common shunt motor ki common V minus IARA. Further I series drop by IA because flux is proportional to armature current. In series motor, flux is proportional to armature current because armature current equal to field current in series motor. All currents are same. Armature current equal to series field winding current equal to load current. So that means IA equal to ISC equal to I. So flux is proportional to ISC, that is proportional to IA. So that's why here IA. Flux is replaced with IA in series motor. So compound motor means mixed. Compound motor means mixed. Compound motors having both series turns and shunt turns. Compound motors means okay. Compound motor means suppose if you take a compound motor means having So in case of compound motor having shunt field winding and armature, so both are, for example, shall we consider first short shunt. So this is the compound motor. So this compound motor having both series field winding and shunt field winding combination, both combination. So that means characteristics of the compound motor also depends varies between the shunt and the series motor. The characteristics of compound motors varies between shunt motor characteristics and series motor characteristics. Shunt motor characteristics and series motor characteristics. So first characteristics of DC motor, see there. It is very much important to know the characteristics mentioned above for different types of DC motor. Different types means series, shunt, compound motors, because it enables the selection of specific type of DC motor for specific purpose. So different motors having different characteristics, different humans having different characteristics. Similarly, in a similar way, different motors having different characteristics depending upon the field winding connection. The characteristics of the motors changes. So for specific purpose, for specific type of application, we need specific type of characteristics. For that selection, we must know the characteristics of different types of DC motor. So first we consider shunt motor. Shunt motor is armature. So this is the field winding. Both are connected in the shunt motor, armature, field. Both are connected in the parallel. See, this is the current taken by the motor in this manner. This is represented with IL, load current. In some cases, it is represented with I. So this is the current taken by the motor, armature current, field current. So this is the back EMF. So back EMF, armature resistance. So this is the circuit diagram for shunt motor. So characteristics. So first, speed versus armature current characteristics. So that means on y-axis we consider as speed, and on x-axis we consider armature current. These are the characteristics of the shunt motor. How it varies. So this is the at no load machine takes small current, small armature current. Load increases means armature current increases. Load increases means armature current increases in this manner. So this is the full load condition. So speed of the motor at no load, this is the speed of the motor at no load. So when speed of the motor at no load means load increases, speed of the motor gradually decreases because armature current increases. Load increases means armature current increases. So this is the path of the armature, the speed characteristics. Armature current characteristics. So speed slightly decreases. Change in speed with respect to load. From no load, suppose this is at no load. Load increases, and at this point load is full load. That means speed drop. Some speed drop occurs. This is a speed drop. This change is due to armature resistance drop. That is explained with equation. This curve is explained with equation. See, for this equation, N is proportional to V minus IA RA. N is proportional to V minus IA RA. N is proportional to V minus IRA. When load increases on the motor, armature current also increases, and that means IA value also increases. So at no load, machine takes small amount of armature current. When mechanical load on the motor increases, armature current increases from small value to rated value with respect to load. At rated load, machine takes rated current. So that means IA value varies. We give constant input voltage, that means V is fixed. For a motor, we give constant input voltage, that means V is fixed. So that means N is proportional to V minus IARA, V minus IARA. So V minus IARA. So V minus IARA means IA value changes, V minus something, that means this total value, IA value increases, IARA drop increases. IARA drop increases means some constant minus increases means the total value decreases. That means speed decreases. Armature current increases, speed decreases depending upon this armature current. So that's why the speed armature current increases in this manner, speed decreases slightly with respect to armature current. This is because of armature resistance drop, IARA drop. So V minus IARA means V is constant, minus IARA means subtraction, we learn subtraction, that means this decreases, speed decreases. So these are the characteristics of the shunt motor, speed, armature current characteristics of the shunt motor. Speed, armature current characteristics of the shunt motor. Next. So speed, armature current, that is load characteristics we discussed. That is explained here. The supply voltage is assumed constant because we give constant voltage to the motor. So that means the voltage is constant. This voltage is constant. The field winding is connected across the armature. That means field supply is also constant. The magnetic flux produced by the field also constant. So V constant, field flux constant. But actually the air gap flux is slightly reduced due to effect of armature reaction. Flux is constant in shunt motor. Flux is constant because field current does not depend upon load. But armature current increase means armature reaction effect increases. Armature current increase means armature reaction effect increases. That means armature current increase means armature flux increases by a value. So this flux is opposite to the field flux. So net flux value changes. So N equal to phi F minus phi A. So because of this armature reaction, net flux decreases. Therefore, net flux decrease means from the above description, the armature current increases, speed will decrease. Armature current increases, speed will decrease by small quantity because of due to armature reaction drop and armature resistance drop. So as compared to V, that is very small. So next, speed armature current. So we already discussed the speed and armature current. The shunt motor being thus more or less a constant speed motor can be used in the applications such as driving line shaft, lathe conveyors, etc. So shunt motor is a constant speed motor. If it does not vary the field current, motor runs at constant speed, almost constant. Small slight variation because of armature reaction drop and armature resistance drop IARA, but that is not considered. We treat it as a constant. The shunt motor being the more or less constant speed motor can be used in the applications of line shafts and lathe conveyors. Next, same shunt motor. Torque to armature current characteristics. Before we discuss speed to armature current, last case 1, speed and armature current. Here we discuss speed and armature current. Here we discuss torque and armature current. So we know that torque is proportional to flux and armature current. Torque is proportional to flux and armature current. So armature torque is proportional to flux and armature. For shunt motor, flux is constant. For shunt motor, flux is constant. Therefore, torque is proportional to armature current only. Torque is proportional to armature current only. This torque is proportional to armature current. Torque is proportional to armature. That means torque is proportional to armature current means armature current increases. So this armature current increases, torque also increases. That means linear characteristics. So this is a linear characteristic. Torque armature current in shunt motor having linear characteristics. Having linear characteristics. So these are the characteristics of the shunt motor. Torque armature current characteristics. Torque armature current characteristics. The equation for the torque can be written as torque is proportional to flux and armature current. This torque equation of the general torque equation. For shunt motor, this flux is constant. That means torque is proportional to only armature current. Torque is proportional to only armature current. The shunt motor flux is constant. So therefore torque is proportional to armature current, the linear characteristics. That gives the linear characteristics. Straight line passing through the origin. Next, for same shunt motor, speed torque characteristics. Speed, last case, torque, armature current. Here, speed to torque. Speed and torque. Speed and torque. So this is the torque equation of the shunt motor. So this is the speed equation of the shunt motor. So torque is proportional to armature current. From these two relations, we obtain the speed torque characteristics of the shunt motor. Next, series motor. Series motor characteristics. Series motor means armature, this armature and this field, both are connected in series. Both are connected in series. So series means this load current equal to the current equal to series current. This series current equal to armature. Three currents are equal. All are connected in series. That's why three currents are equal in series motor. We give constant voltage, input voltage. So for series motor, we obtain speed current characteristics in rectangle in this manner. Speed current characteristics for series motor. So that means for minimum value of current, speed is maximum. So see relation between the speed and this is called as speed is proportional to back EMF by flux. Back EMF by flux. In series motor, flux is proportional to armature current. That means in series motor, speed is proportional to armature current. Speed is proportional to armature current IA. Speed is proportional to armature current IA. So armature current increases, IA increases, speed decreases drastically. Speed decreases. So in this manner, speed decreases in this manner. So this is armature current. So this is the speed inversely proportional. Speed and armature current have inversely proportional in series motor. So this is the speed equation, general speed equation of the motor, N equal to V minus IR flux. So N is inversely proportional to flux. For series motor, magnetic flux is proportional to IA, armature current. Because armature in series motor, armature current equal to field current. Next, speed load character. Speed and not load. Speed and armature current IA. Speed and armature current same. Thus, if V is a constant, same characteristics we here explain. Speed load characteristics. Speed and armature same characteristics. Speed and armature current. Then load characteristics and IA. Here also armature current. V is constant, N is inversely proportional to IA, thus N inversely carries IA characteristic is therefore rectangular hyperbola. Rectangular hyperbola already shown. The speed decreases as the load on the motor increases at very low load. The speed is dangerously high. Means at very low load, speed is very high. Thus, if DC series motor is allowed to run on very light load or no load, not allowed to run on very light load or no load, speed becomes very higher. That will damage the motor. To avoid that one, a motor is connected to a gear system. Cause damage to the motor. For this reason, DC series motors are never started at no load. Very important. This point is very important. Series motor never start at a no load. The motor must be started with minimum load, because at no load machine takes a small amount of current. At no load machine takes a very small amount of current. Small amount of current means very negligible. And the speed is inversely proportional to that armature current in series motor, because flux is proportional to armature current. So therefore speed is proportional to armature current. So machine takes small current means machine takes small armature current. So small armature current means very large speeds, dangerously very high speeds that will damage the motor. To avoid that one, motor is started with minimum load. Minimum load means minimum armature current. So speed is normal to avoid the damage to the motor. So to avoid that one, machine is connected through a gear system to secure the motor at no load. Machine is connected to a gear system and not to the belts and pulleys arrangement. If motor is connected through belts and pulleys to the load, if any belt disconnection or pulley disconnection will follow the no load condition. So no load means minimum current and maximum speed. To avoid that one, we are not using any belts and pulleys for series motor connections. So the load will be removed from the motor and thereby disconnected. The motor must be connected to the gear system, series motor. Very important. This is also explanation. The motor will attain a dangerously high speed at no load. In case of load connected through the gears, however, disconnected, in the event of accidental release of load, gear will provide some load on account of frictional resistance of the gear and gear teeth. So that means motor is connected through gear system. In between the motor and load, we provide a gear system, not pulleys and belts. So torque armature current characteristics of series motor. Torque armature current of the series motor. These are the torque and armature current series motor. Torque and armature current. We know that torque is proportional to same equation. Torque is proportional to flux and armature current. In series motor, this flux is also proportional to armature current, because armature current equal to field current. In series motor, armature current equal to series current. Torque is proportional to phi Ia. So therefore torque is proportional to Ia, because flux is proportional to Ia. So therefore torque is proportional to Ia square. Torque is proportional to Ia square. So this this flux is replaced with Ia, because series motor the flux is proportional to armature current. The relationship between torque and armature current in series motor varies here. The parabola form చేస్తుంది. The curve is nothing but parabola. So this curve is parabola. That means torque is proportional to Ia square. Torque is proportional to Ia square. This torque is proportional to Ia square. So this is the equation for this one. This is not linearly varied. This is the type 2 equation. Curve, parabola, not linear. So we form a parabola. With increase of Ia, field flux increases linearly, but due to saturation of core beyond a certain magnitude of Ia, increase the flux. That means up to here parabola, up to here parabola. After the saturation, this is a varies linearly because after magnetic saturation, flux is constant. Does not depends upon field current or field flux. That means torque is proportional to. So for this portion, torque is proportional to armature current. For this portion, this one, torque is proportional to Ia square. The T is proportional to square of Ia, and after saturation, T is varies linearly. From the torque load characteristics, can be observed that so these are the speed torque characteristics of the motor, speed versus torque. From that equations we obtained speed torque characteristics for series motor. For low speeds torque is high, for high speeds torque is low. This is why DC series motors are widely used in electric trains started on heavy loads, bulk loads such as locomotives, means electrical trains. We use electrical train DC series motors for locomotives, and that means electrical engines for electrical trains. Next, compound motors. Compound means having both series and shunt. That means characteristics also in between the series and shunt motor characteristics. So we know that these are the shunt motor characteristics. This is the shunt motor characteristics. Speed, armature current characteristics for shunt motor. So this is the shunt motor characteristics. So cumulative compound means this is the characteristics. Differentially compound means this is the characteristics. Next, torque armature current characteristics. So this is the shunt motor characteristics. So this is differentially compound motor characteristics. Cumulative compound motor characteristics. Cumulative compound motor characteristics. Cumulative means aiding, the two fluxes are aiding. The characteristics is above. The two fluxes are opposing nature, differentially compound motor characteristics. We obtain differential. Differential, cumulative. Cumulative means aiding, two fluxes. That is series flux and shunt flux. Both are aiding. Shunt flux, series flux, both are aiding. So cumulative compound. Two fluxes are shunt flux, series flux is opposite to the shunt flux. Differentially compound characteristics we obtain. So speed, torque characteristics. So this is the cumulative compound, differentially compound. So this is the cumulative compound characteristics for compound motors. So these are the characteristics of different types of motor depending upon the basic equations we have obtained. Torque is proportional to flux and armature current. Back EMF equal to pi z by 16 to P by A. V equal to EB plus IRA. From the three basic equations we obtain the characteristics. If you have any doubts, okay, we have another class today at 1 p.m.